So, Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. I just watched it. I was actually in Memphis last night and yesterday, so I didn't get to watch it last night, but I just watched it like 2 seconds ago, just finished it. And, oh, I love this episode. I really did. I'm definitely just, I'm starting off just by saying that I absolutely love this episode. Like I said a bunch of times before, I don't know if any of you have watched my other videos, but I hope I've expressed that I've always loved seeing more of the TARDIS besides the console. And I love seeing the console in different states. And this really just pleased my appetite. It didn't satisfy it. It just kind of gave me a lot of what I wanted. I always loved the idea of the TARDIS being like an alive being, and that really came about through this episode. There was a lot of self-defense, a lot of like it messing with people. Like at some points, it kind of reminded me of what episode was it where Amy and Rory get stuck inside there, and whenever they're on the big planet, and there's like they'd salvaged like Time Lord parts, and they got stuck inside there because the entity like went inside the TARDIS and like ate it. The Doctor's wife. That's it. That episode. Whenever it kind of felt like that at some points. It was very different with the whole tone and everything though. Let's see. I loved seeing the library. The library was fantastic. How it kind of hinted the pool and all that. And, you know, her seeing different things like that. But then her going up to read the book, the History of the Time War. That was very interesting. The whole, I didn't like how obvious it was that it was like, she opens up to a random page, flips the page, oh, there's the Doctor's name. What? Come on. Stephen Moffat's rushing it. I know he wants to tell us all the Doctor's name and just change everything, but he's rushing it. He's really doing a bad job handling it already, which kind of makes me kind of scared for the 50th anniversary. But, I mean, that was a nice little line, I guess, like, oh, that's who. You know, it's like, everyone knew that was in response to, obviously, the question, Doctor Who, whatever, you know. The only thing I didn't like about this episode, honestly, the only thing I didn't like were the actual salvage guys, the actual, like, three brothers. I don't care if I'm spoiling this for you because it's really a crappy storyline. Crappy plot device, having these three brothers where they told one of them that he's a cyborg, and then he turns out to not be a cyborg, and they find out because he gets pinned by this pole, and he's like, just cut my arm off, and he's like, I can't, you're human, ugh. And then there's like this little like heartfelt moment where they're like, you have a little decency left in you, and then they like love each other, but then they both die. It didn't really help anything. It just didn't move the story along. It just detracted from what else could have been. I loved seeing all of like how the TARDIS worked. I loved seeing like pieces of it falling apart. I loved seeing how, yes, I'm filming this on my phone if you saw it by my shadow. I loved seeing that the sun, the eye of harmony, that was amazing. Really good CG in this episode as opposed to others. I mean, I loved, this big thing for me, huge thing, was the Sonic, how, like, he was changing it around, and he was changing the settings, but apparently with the 11th Doctor Sonic at this point, like, I remember, like, I know that in different episodes, they'll write the Sonic to have different functions, and they'll kind of pretend that it has, like, a different function, like in, Planet of the Dead, which is my favorite episode. Well, actually, I have to say at this point, Journey to the Center of the TARDIS is competing to be my favorite episode. But in Planet of the Dead, there's a part whenever he unlocks Lady Christina's handcuffs, and then he kind of like pop. I don't know. I'm gonna set the phone down so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. He kind of like takes it, like it's out, and then he kind of pops it in, and it clicks. It goes like. But with, I don't have my 11th Doctor Sonic. In this episode, he would have it, and he was doing this, and he kind of kept turning it like this. And I was wondering what he was doing. And then I saw at some point he was actually turning the handle, clicking it like. Oh, that was incredible. I know that a lot of people wouldn't have freaked out about that, but I did. When I saw that, I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing! Woo! And then he had like this kind of bluish white light, kind of like he had in his second episode with the whale. I need to start remembering all the names of Smith's episodes. I only remember the ones that I like. The second episode where they go to the whale, the city with the smilers and all that. You know what I'm talking about. It had a bluish white light, the really bright kind of bluish white light. He had that whenever he was walking down, going, and then kind of like spinning it, and that's whenever he did it. Oh, it was fantastic. I love the use of the Sonic in this episode, once again. I like the big twist about how the monster ended up being Clara. That was pretty cool. How like it was her future. I loved the whole, like I said, I liked how it kind of tricked them, and it was kind of self-defense. It was defensive, the TARDIS was, at different points. I really got a good, just, view of the TARDIS that I've been wanting to see for a long time. So, I guess overall, for the episode, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10, just because of those secondary characters they kind of always have to throw into a story. I honestly don't know why they're so scared to just throw the Doctor and his companion into a story and that's it. I don't know why they always have to have these like secondary characters to move the story along, because it doesn't always work, and it usually will just detract from the storyline as a whole, like these brothers in this episode. So overall, I give Journey to the Center of the TARDIS 9.5 out of 10, with dialogue, pace, tone. Also, just a quick note, as I've said before, I love the Doctor's demeanor and kind of attitude in Rings of Akaten, and then in this episode, this is the best I've ever seen Matt Smith. This is my most enjoyed Matt Smith episode ever. I enjoyed him so much in this episode. Whenever he was like all, I'll turn, self-destruct, and he got all serious, and then he goes in there, and he's like, oh, it was just a fake, flicks the buttons around and did the face, and then he kind of made fun of himself. That was really great. And how, like, in the beginning, Clara was like, well, you think I can't drive it because I'm a girl? And he kind of made a face. That was good. There were a lot of moments like that that I just loved. With Matt Smith as the Doctor. So yeah, all around, 9.5 out of 10. The next episode, I'm really not excited for. I mean, I usually say I am, but I don't think this one's going to be, like, amazing. I think it's just kind of going to be a filler episode. Just there for being there. And yeah, I'll have that up next Saturday, if it comes on next Saturday, hopefully. Thanks for watching. Bye.